Last time on our journey to a squillion horsepower Camry, we fitted some upgraded CVs, welded up the intercooler pipes, Matt practiced his medical examination technique, sneaky mods got put in the airbox, and a twin plate clutch and flywheel went on. With the clock ticking closer to our 7-day limit, there was no time to lose. It's day 5. Some of us have slept, the parts pile is getting smaller, and I started off the day with some dump pipe fabrication.
Just trying to judge where the dump pipe is coming through, so we're fabricating it off the car, and then hoping to clear through an extremely tight space here. We could fabricate it in the car, but then it's a lot of work to take it in and out to do the welding, whereas on the stand it's really easy to fabricate. But we just have to make sure we put it in the right spot. So I'm pretty sure it's going to come through here, really close to the frame, but definitely not a lot of room for error.
Yeah.
Use it. Just watch out of that. That drops it down too low. Drops it down too low. Okay. Right about there.
Right about there.
Yeah.
Alright.
We have put way too much effort into this turbo system.
While the fabrication was going on, Matt led the charge in finishing off all the custom lines the turbo system would need.
Because you need to manipulate this around to get it.
So now we're just trying to get the fuel lines into the airbox. So you can see the hole in the bottom of the airbox here. That's where the fuel's going to come out of the pressure regulator and into the flex fuel sensor. So now we're just changing around the fittings to suit this idea. I think 90 degrees not so good. It's not really shooting the right way. So maybe a 45 degree one. Just got to sometimes try different fittings and see what works. But this 45 degree looks pretty good. They'll just, yeah, awesome. It'll just come out of there, boom, straight up into the pressure reg. And now the other side. You can use the 90 degree one there, I reckon. There we go. Now I just have to play around with these lines a bit and get that going into there. That's the old fuel supply line, the factory Camry fuel supply line, which we've repurposed as the return line to the tank because the factory return line was just a little bit too small for such a big fuel pump.
While the wiring Oompa Loompas were busy joining the majority of the wires correctly, I got to work on plumbing the Wastegate Outlet back into the exhaust for super granny stealth, starting with clumsily fumbling offcuts to try and find a set that would work.
So I'm holding it away from, I mean that's obviously where it goes, right, but I can't fit the bit in, so what I do is I offset it by the thickness of that pipe, not the thickness, the diameter of that pipe, and get it touching, and then I know I can grind that much of the pipe away and it will pull in to the correct place after it's all shaped. This is by far the most frustrating part of the whole job. I'm trying to mold this wastegate pipe perfectly into a bend in the dump pipe, and the only way is just to trim it little by little, just taking little bits off here and there until it fits perfectly. If I take 1 millimeter too much off anywhere, then we're going to have a gap, or it's not going to fit, or it's not going to be long enough anymore, and you can't really add metal back on so easy. So long process. It's been about an hour of trimming so far, but we're almost there.
So I think the obvious question here is going to be, why aren't you just venting to atmosphere? Screamer pipe.
Well, what you'll see a little later on is we've got a electronic butterfly system for the exhaust, so it can be quiet through the standard exhaust system, full sleeper spec, or it can be loud dumping to atmosphere. The problem is, if I dump this to atmosphere, then even when that butterfly is closed and it's all quiet, this will still make a lot of noise when it comes on boost. So that's the only reason I'm plumbing it into the exhaust, so it can be fully quiet sleeper spec and still go fast, sort of. So close. I was considering plumbing it into the airbox.
Also, it occurs to me that this turbo might be the smallest turbo you've put on a project car yet.
I think this is the smallest turbo that anybody has put on a 3-litre engine ever. But you know what, that's okay. We've run this exact turbo on a 2-litre MR2 engine and we've made over 500 horsepower at the wheels. So don't let the size fool you, this is a potent little bastard.
As the afternoon rolled in, so did Dan the welding wizard, to take over where I left off on the wastegate plumbback.
Yeah, make it viable.
Yeah. You can grab it just about where the clamp is, there's a bit of rod in there.
Probably take
There. But the heavy drum is a little bit. And the inside too. Hi.
Despite my perfect shaping and Dan's very careful welding, we had a problem. The heat had slightly warped the wastegate plumbback into the dump pipe, causing it to miss the flange by about 1 millimeter. Might not sound like much, but this would result in a huge gas leak. So, a conversation was had about the most technologically advanced method for correcting this problem.
I think I'm wearing safeties.
So, what's the name of the workplace we're tagging in the video?
Is it still going to pull it slightly? Okay.
We've probably taken all the stress out and then get to the point where we're actually on the square. I'm really happy with those fuel lines.
Dinner is there.
Yeah, it does smell good now. Same thing as you going on, you have a whole bunch of
Yeah, now this is Dan's lovely fluke. This is how you keep exhaust tucked as high as possible. There is no way we could go even a millimetre higher than this. This is beautiful. So I just wanted to take some time to compliment Aaron on his work here as well. This is awesome. This is my kind of sleeper stuff. So he's got all this extra wiring to control all the 6 coils that we're upgrading to and all the extra sensors and stuff, and he's tucked it through the harness, and as soon as you hit this flange where it comes into the engine bay, bam, it's gone. Everything's hidden inside the original wiring. Beautiful. Nobody's ever going to know a thing. So end of day 5. It's been a working week, so tomorrow weekend we're going into overtime on this, but we're going pretty well. Engine's still not in the bay, but we've got so much done. See you in the morning.